Welcome back, family. Thank you for tuning in to Conversations That Matter. I'm your host, Janiqua.
And I'm Justin. Okay, when we come back, we're going to be talking about breaking the cycle, fasting, gluttony, different things of that nature. So stay tuned.
Generation has limitless opportunities to accomplish more than we could ever imagine. Here at Spirit of Excellence, we are designing our youth center to make sure that they're headed down a positive path or redirecting them if they would the other way. Our youth center will provide our sons, daughters, grandkids, nieces, and nephews a place to find themselves. I'm all about creating opportunity. And in that, I'm giving the youth a building to chase those opportunities. The youth center is currently under final development. The youth today can change the world, and we're going to make sure we help them do just that. I'm Dr. Rollins Fells, and I'm here to help our next generation find their spirit of excellence.
Okay, welcome back to Conversations That Matter. I'm your host, Justin, and this is my wife,
Janiqua.
Okay, so when we left you, we was talking about breaking the cycle, intermittent fasting, different things of that nature, how to help the digestive system. This thing really leads all the way over into spiritual things also. We stumbled upon it, didn't know food is actually an issue. If anybody ever asked themselves, what is gluttony? Gluttony is overeating, overindulging, not just in food, but also in money. Just pretty much have an addiction, and you really can't control yourself. So that's what we was operating in. We was operating in a lot of that. Really didn't know it until the fasting kicked in. Once again, CMOS is a fasting tool. It will take your appetite away. It will, because he's giving you everything that you need. So your body's not going to be searching and looking, and the hunger pains is not going to be as much. So I stumbled upon fasting. Man, I went through it, didn't I? I mean, you also started fasting. She was actually fasting before me. She started fasting to give the digestive system a chance to rest. We started studying a lot. So when the digestive system rests, that's your internal engine. Just constantly burning and turning and turning. That's where your energy goes to most of the time. We call it the itis. You never notice you eat something. Eat something kind of heavy, and the next you know, you slump, and that's what happens. It's really your internal engine, which is your digestive system. It's churning and churning, and it starts to trying to break down the food. So you really have to be on it to know exactly what to put in your system, to know what makes your body tick, how to get the most energy out of the food that you eat, and everything else. So let's go back to fasting. Daniel fasted. If you ever look up in the Bible, it's talk about the Daniel fast. You can also Google it. He actually fasted to get closer to God, to have a closer relationship to God. So, like I said, I started fasting by accident. I didn't know the details of it. I didn't try to do it on purpose. It was just a lifestyle. I guess it was just like a path. It was grace there for it. God kind of pushed me over into it along our journey. Along that path, a lot of things happened. She started fasting by changing her eating, changing her lifestyle. I didn't know that taking little things like meat, pork, bacon, Snicker bars, that was my thing. Snicker bars, candy, little things like that,
Can start big arguments.
Yeah, it pulls on your flesh, man. And man, we got into it. I remember one time I punched a hole in a wall. I just snapped. I was like, I just couldn't take it. I wanted crunchy things. I wanted all kinds of stuff. I didn't even know I was fasting.
Crunchy things, bacon.
Yeah, it was like the third day had went in. I actually had got a herb called chickweed. I always experiment off of everything. Before I give y'all anything, I'm going to experiment on my own body. I just do that. So I started experimenting with chickweed, along with the sea moss. I was making fresh juice. I was juicing. I was giving her the same thing. Everything that I give myself, I gave to her. I'll make 2 portions of it, because we experiment on it. We was trying things on our body, new things. It was exciting. So I was like, how far can I push this thing? So started fasting with the chickweed. Chickweed helps with breaking habits, cigarettes, sugar, different things like that. It also detoxes the body, the kidney, the liver. It's great for the body. It's just something just as little as chickweed that you'll see out in your grass outside, and you'll walk right past it. Like, you cut it down and mow it down, but it actually will heal your body if you know exactly what to look for. You can also download an app for that. But so I started fasting. She started fasting. She took hers a little bit better than me. She was a lot more quiet. I wasn't, because
I wasn't really addicted to that meat.
I was addicted. Ribs, like everything that I could get my hands on that was meat that I could put on a grill. Steak, like the biggest, thickest steaks. That was my thing. I couldn't have a T-bone. I had to have porterhouse. That was my thing. So, so once I started taking those things away from the diet, all hell broke loose. I'm just gonna say that. That's what happened. It was a war against my flesh and my inner. I didn't really know that food was attached to all of that. So in the Daniel fast, God told Daniel to fast and stay away from certain meats. Stay away from meat altogether for at least 3 weeks.
He told him just eat fruits.
Just fruits, nuts, seeds, different things of that nature. So we started thinking, okay, what if we incorporate that in our life all the time? If we make it into a lifestyle? So we started, and life started. Real life started. Remember, I told you we thought we was living our best life. Nah, real life actually started from that point. The change started taking place from the inside out. We started healing thyself. So let's address the layers. The layers. We talk about layers, right? We pretty much talk about layers on the outside. What I refer to as layers. I had a friend named Jason Tyler, a T-Man. We always talk about dressed up trash cans. Pretty much what a dressed up trash can to me and to us is pretty much when you're born into sin. The Bible says you're born into sin. As a kid, you're born into the flaws of your parents. Your parents have all types of issues. They weren't pure. They had issues of their own. That's the generational cycles. So being born into sin, you're going to have all of the flaws that whoever was raising you have. So when that happens, it puts layers on top of you. Layers of things that's not yours. Layers of things that you think you're built of. My father did this, so I'm raised like this, and blah, 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 blah. You know, that's why I'm built the way I am. But that's not the case. A lot of that stuff is flaws from growing up, issues. We started addressing the layers. The layers started peeling off. We started seeing things for what they really were. So stay tuned. When we come back, we're going to keep talking about fasting and how to break these cycles. And we also have some other interesting things to tell you. So stay tuned.
Strategically Inspired Solutions is your source for personal and professional development services. Our dedicated team of transformational coaches, speakers, and consultants know how to drive innovation and deliver high-impact results. In our one-on-one or group coaching programs, you will discover and design the authentic life you have always desired. Strategically Inspired Solutions also offers comprehensive consulting services to small, mid-size, and large firms. We invite you to join our family of clients and partners by visiting our website at www.sysmotivation.com. We look forward to working with you in creating a newfound purpose, vision, and energy for yourself, your company, and within your communities.
All right, welcome back, everybody. When you left, we was talking about fasting and addressing the layers. So, childhood-wise, man, what started happening to you? What did you start noticing from your childhood?
I noticed where my attitude came from. Just mad for no reason. Maybe like shyness, fear, just all sorts of stuff I started noticing.
Okay. Yeah, I started noticing, major childhood issues, abandonment, just different things that I didn't even think affected me. I thought that this is how I'm built. This is why I don't mind being by myself. And I actually had suffered a lot as a kid. Just different issues that my mom and dad went through. They wasn't aware of that it was affecting me, and I wasn't aware. But they have their own issues going on. You know, they'll be in their own world, have the door closed or whatnot. But what am I doing? You know, so I started learning how to be by myself a lot. Just talking to myself, talking to my dogs. I actually always say I act like a pit bull. But, so I used to talk to my dogs a lot. Just walking up and down the road. I spent a lot of times by myself. I had two sisters and I don't even know where they were. And I asked them not too long ago and they told me, they was like, well, we was there, but we was by ourselves too. You know, because my mom had health issues. She had different things going on. Things that I wish I could help with now, the knowledge that I have now. That's why I say you have to learn how to fight back. If my mom was still around, I could have helped her fight. But now I know, so I'm gonna break those cycles. And I teach those to my kids, how to break the cycle. So, and they should teach this to theirs. That's how the cycle gets broken. That's how generational cycles really get broken. You have to really go and find out the source. The source really comes from your childhood. If you notice, most of your things that you have going on is childhood issues, daddy issues, mommy issues, getting ignored. So God really started showing me things like that just through my food, just for me putting down a hamburger, different things like that. So I suggest fasting for anybody, man. If you're really trying to find out what you call to do, you're trying to find out your purpose, you're trying to find out your path. It's the quickest way and the easiest way to get closer to God, to lower this flesh level so that your spirit man is higher than your flesh. And the only way to do that is to truly fast and take away certain things out of their diet. TV doesn't work. I'm sorry, I tried it for years. It doesn't. I know
the correct way?
Yeah, some people say, we're going to take away the TV or I'm going to take away my cell phone. It really doesn't work because it's really not doing anything to this. And I know that because I tried it. I've been in church for years. I tried everything, the little fast that the church has going on. Everybody do the same fast during the same month. I tried it. I always fail. I end up at Cracker Barrel.
Right?
Yeah, end up at Cracker Barrel, Shoney's, breaking my fast, couldn't even make it, and I couldn't figure out why, And along the journey, the reason it was so easy for me to fast, because I never could do it before. I told you I was 294. The reason it was so easy for me to fast because I started figuring out what makes the body tick. So the headaches didn't happen anymore from fasting. Everybody said, I get headaches, I get tired. No, the headaches stopped happening because my body was getting everything that it needed. I got to the point I was craving different herbs and different foods. So I would go to the cabinet and instead of eating the actual food, I would take some basil, I would take a little bit of sea salt, some peppercorn, whatever, and I'd stick it on my tongue, onion salt. And I was like, okay, my growls went away. So I was like, okay, so I can go a little longer. So I started adding juice. I was like, okay, I'm gonna add everything natural, nothing else, so juice fast is also a fast. It doesn't work as fast as water fast. But over time, if you keep slow and steady wins the race. Over time, if you keep doing it, it will affect your entire body. It will reset the system. So that's what we're trying to do now. Remember, I told you we was going to break these cycles. How you break the cycles, you have to reset the system. Resetting the system deals with fasting and putting the right things in the system. I'm not saying that's for everybody, but we started fasting, resetting the system, went on a 3-day fast. And we noticed life started changing. We started looking at our kids. I started my flaws. Actually, I changed so much and so fast. I started seeing myself in my kids, my old me. And your kids are the reflection of you. They're a reflection of how you raised them. They're a reflection of everything in you. So basically, if you go on this, you start fasting and start taking care of this body on the inside. is going to incorporate on the outside. And the health issues and the different things like that that's attached to the flesh and attached to the outside, it will live.
Real Talk with Dr. Rollins Fells. It's a place where we're going to have honest conversations that reframe reality, empower vision, activate faith, and liberate legacy. I'll see you then.
Welcome back to Conversations That Matter. I'm your host, Justin, and this is my wife,
Janiqua.
Okay, when we left you, we was talking about fasting. So Neek, how did fasting help you?
It helped me tremendously. I just felt good. Not to say that you're not going to have a hard time, because when you do start to fast, you get a headache. Don't stop. That's normal. But yeah, I just felt good. I felt no pain, no headaches, like nothing. I felt light. I felt light.
So, so you mentioned the headaches. So what would the headaches come from while you fast?
All that junk coming out my body. Yeah, the toxins coming out, because, if you're eating bad, when it's coming out, it may not feel good. You're going to have a headache. You're going to have a breakout. Some people tongues turn white, but that's normal. It's going to express itself on your on a physical form.
Yeah,
I'm trying to say
it definitely will.
Oh, yeah,
it definitely will. So the headaches and the toxins and the pineal gland. So pretty much once you start detoxing, sea moss is a detox tool. We have other herbs that it's not just about sea moss. I must say that. I'm gonna repeat that. It's not just about sea moss. You have a lot of people running around here trying to grab sea moss, do this, do that, do this. Nah, it's not just about that. God left a lot of tools for us, man. And these different herbs, man, they work. They work. Detoxing the body is a must. Fasting is a must. Changing the diet is a must. You just can't pour alcohol on the flower and expect it to bloom. So consider your body that flower. God made us up of elements of the earth. So that means we're from the earth. Sea moss has 92 of those minerals that's in the earth. What a coincidence. So you start putting that in the body. The fasting is going to get easier. You start detoxing, fasting, and like I was saying, you're going to start seeing the issues and how do you address the issues. I'm gonna say how I address my issues. I was pretty much, whenever I saw something, anger, different things like that popped up, I asked myself, instead of just rolling with it, because I felt two-sided, I'm gonna say the lifestyle changes. When I'm gonna say two-sided, I felt this right here. I felt the flesh, but I also felt the spirit man is stronger than that flesh. So it felt like I had a war going on inside of me. I was like I was dealing with two different people. It was real weird. So I was battling back and forth with both of those. And that's what I call the layers. One of them had to be stronger. I had to make one of them stronger than the other. So I kept continuing with the fasting and changing my diet. She did the same. I noticed her, man, she just turned into a totally different person. And when I say that, I'm talking about the outer appearance and the inner. And when I say the outer, every 120 days, your body creates new cells. And new skin. It's going to replace your skin and the cells with whatever you're putting on the inside of your body. So when you see different things, the ash and the, what do they call it? The psoriasis, the eczema, different things that pop up on your skin and on your face, it's coming from what you're putting in your system. So we started putting life on the inside of our body. She did. So you start putting life, nothing but life. And when I refer to life, I'm talking about anything that's not murdered or killed. It's just the truth. If you have to kill it and fool your five senses to eat it, that's what I'm talking about. So we started putting life on the inside of our body, constantly. Like I said, a lifestyle, not just a quick fix, not a fad diet, not just, oh, I'm gonna take this for a little bit, I'm gonna detox and I'm gonna lose this weight. No, we made it a lifestyle. Remember I told you the Daniel fast, he did it for 3 weeks. What if you make it a lifestyle? How would your walk with God be? So we started experiencing that. God started leading our paths and taking us from one step to the next. So we started focusing on our kids more. Because we started seeing the issues that we actually had on the inside of us, we had actually put on the inside of our kids. My kids, as soon as they pull up beside somebody in the car, what they sitting beside me for? Gosh, why somebody always beside me in the car? And I was like, man, why y'all do that? My mom did that. So my mom did it because she didn't really like people up beside her. I don't know why, it was her childhood issue. So she did the same thing to us. So I didn't want anybody around me. If I would pull up in the car and somebody pull up in the parking lot beside me and I'm eating in the car, I'm gonna pull up to another parking spot. I'm gonna move. And I was like, why are they looking at me? I'm always thinking, my mom, but I'm just showing you how generational curses will keep going if you teach them to your kids. So I started seeing all types of things in my kids. What's the first thing you noticed in your daughters?
They had my attitude.
And where did your attitude really come from?
Just mad at situations, childhood situations.
Okay.
I just kept that all inside, and that's where it came from.
Okay. So pretty much God started showing us how to deal with our childhood issues. You have to acknowledge them first. You have to talk about them. You have to see that they're there. That's called shining the light. You hear people talk about strongholds, different things like that. That's what that's called. It's shining the light, God illuminating the heart, showing you what's on the inside of it. That leads to the dressed up trash can thing. Because according to what's on the inside of your heart, you'll start protecting it. You see, I used to walk around a lot like this. And that's because I was always protecting my heart. I didn't know that, I protect myself from people. I didn't want the people to get close to me and all of that. So I walked around with my arms crossed. So it was little things like that I noticed when I was little, that it happened from childhood. God started pulling things, the insecurities, the different things, he started taking them away. And when he took them away, what does he do? He replaces it with his strengths. That's called trading your weaknesses for his strength. So once he started doing that, the flaws, I call them flaws, but the character, we say the character, but really they're character flaws. The things that you thought were you, they really weren't you. So the lifestyle change happened. I started getting lost. That happened next. Who am I? I didn't know who I was anymore. I'm the same person that grew up all of those years. And I'm talking about I was like 30 some years old, and everything that I thought I knew about her wasn't real. Everything I thought I knew about myself wasn't real. The way I raised my kids was incorrect. Everything that I had learned was incorrect. So started detoxing. The brain cleared up. The toxins and different stuff was getting out of my body. I was able to start seeing. My eyes just totally opened up. I started seeing spiritual things better. I started hearing God's voice better. Man, my path was just laid out before me. It was actually, I didn't have to work as hard for things. God had actually ordered my steps. And that was the biggest thing that I noticed from fasting. Breaking the kids in with this whole new lifestyle was really difficult because we had built this machine. We built this meat machine. It was a meat factory. That's what I built. I built a meat factory. Everybody in the house loved meat, noodles, cheese, and milk. And cereal. How could I break it? And snacks because of her. Yeah. It's junk food eater. Yes. But, so because kids are going to be a reflection of you, who you are, what you've done. So we built that and we had to figure out how to break that.
And we're still transitioning into that today.
Yeah.
Because right now our kids, they're like, well, I don't feel nothing's wrong with me. So they feel like they don't have to change their eating. Like they can't understand that the food is the food. Like they think they gotta have a stomach ache or something crazy going on.
To know that something's wrong.
Right. To know that something's going on. Yeah. But it's a progress, and we're working hard. They're doing good. They're actually doing good.
Yeah, they're doing good. They're doing good. We eventually got them off of no beef, no chicken. They do fish from time to time and they do seafood from time to time, but that's pretty much it right now. And they do vegan a lot during the week. You know, we cook vegan now. So what I want to challenge you this time, last week, you know, the week before that, we challenged you to write down a lot of your food chain addictions, you know. So the second week, we also challenged you to advocate for your health, to start challenging the doctors, to start looking at other ways to healing your body and helping yourself. So this time, I really want you to start thinking about the dressed up trash can thing, and start writing down little things that makes you tick, and ask yourself, okay, where does this come from? Instead of just exploding on it or just going into your emotions, just ask yourself, where did this come from? If you can, try to incorporate intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is pretty much 3 days a week. If you can go 3 days a week, intermittent fasting starting off, and pretty much we'll go from 12 o'clock. You stop eating at 8 o'clock at night. Sleep. While you sleep, it's still fasting. People don't tell you that. So while you sleep, your body's detoxing and fasting anyhow. So by the time you wake up, 6, 7 o'clock, water, healthy things in your body, no solid foods, juice, whatever you can that's healthy. 12 o'clock, eat yourself a meal after 12.
A healthy meal.
A healthy meal.
Please let me be one of the first people to tell you, Heal Thyself healthy mixes helped me out tremendously. I actually had high blood pressure and was borderline diabetic, and by using the sea moss mix and the sea moss shake and a good regimen, let me tell you, I lost 40 pounds, and oh my goodness, it helps. Oh my God, I'm astounded at the results that I got from this product. I would definitely recommend it for everybody out here, man. It's definitely a good look. You want to try it out? Trust me, that sea moss help.
All right, so family, make sure you take the challenges serious. They're gonna help you from point A to point C. You know, we gave you 3 so far, so they will help, okay? Take them serious. See you next week. I appreciate you for tuning in. All right, see you later. Bye.